Mrs. Seals.
And I'm Nettie.
And this is Nettie Knows. Welcome to Nettie Knows, the little show where I test my mother on things that I know, and she tests me on things that she knows, and basically we find out how much each other knows about what we know. All right? Now, this episode is dedicated to quotes. My mother will be testing me on Shakespeare quotes.
Yeah.
Because my mother is very knowledgeable about Shakespeare. Why is that?
Because we were taught Shakespeare really early in school. We had to sit what was called GCE exams. We would study a Shakespeare play, and then we go into the exam, and then they'd give you a quote, and then you have to write all the answers that they're asking you about that quote.
Wow.
But you had to know the quote by heart.
This sounds like an LSAT.
Yes, it was.
I mean, I will say this. I know a bit of this because of not only your teachings, but also I'm a thespian. So it's only natural that I would have some knowledge of this. I will be testing my mother on quotes from 90s black films.
Okay.
Now, I will say these are all films that I believe you have seen.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, I take your word for it.
These are all films I believe you have seen. I know one of them you took me to see.
Oh my goodness, was it good?
It was. Do you want to go first?
Yes.
All right, so the way the game is going to work is my mother's going to say the quote, and I'm going to guess what play it's from.
Right.
And if I'm even on another level, I'll tell you the character.
Oh, okay.
But let's not push
Extra
it.
credit.
Let's not push it.
Round 1.
All the world's a stage.
And
all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And each man in this time plays his own part.
This is As You Like It.
Yes.
It's As You Like It. I don't know who the character is, though. I don't think you do either.
No, I can't remember.
But it's basically just chronicling the journey of life.
The stages of
The stages of life, right?
Yeah.
And in the full monologue, he basically talks about how you start as a baby and you end as a baby.
Yeah, and then there's death, of course.
Well, you know, death, the inevitable end, will
Will
come.
come when it might. There's always that.
All right. Your first quote is, either they don't know, won't show, or don't care about what's going on in the hood. What 90s black film is this from?
Boys in the Hood.
That is correct!
Either they don't know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on in the hood.
And that is a film that my mother took me to see, which was completely inappropriate.
Oh my gosh. Don't keep putting that out there. Don't put that out there.
Yes, that was a film that you took me to see, and I remember telling like my play cousin's dad, and he just looked so appalled that my mother would take me to see this, and then they were asking him, well, why you wouldn't take us to see it? And he's like, I would never. So, Boys in the Hood, I'm impressed. Ice Cube said that line at the end of Boys in the Hood. And of course, Boys in the Hood was written and directed by the late great John Singleton. Starring Cuba Gooding Jr. And of course, we cannot forget Morris Chestnut, Ricky, and Ice Cube. So, and Nia Long. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, Boys in the Hood still holds up as an incredibly poignant film that speaks to life in the hood of Los Angeles in the 90s.
Round 2.
All right, next quote.
Okay. Cowards die many times before the death. The valiant never taste of death but once. And tell me who said that.
Cowards die many times
Before
their
their death.
The
Valiant never taste of death but once.
It's either Othello or Julius Caesar.
It's Julius Caesar. But who would have said it in Julius Caesar?
Brutus.
No.
It's not Mark Antony. Oh my God! Portia.
No.
In Julius Caesar? I mean, it's not Caesar.
Yes.
All right.
It's Caesar. Think about it.
Yeah, that makes sense because he
Yeah.
was over the top. I think that he really thought that he was like impervious. That's why when the soothsayer told him, bro, beware the Ides of March. And then he just walks in all, you know,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Ides of March have come.
Not yet gone, Caesar.
You know, he really thought like I cheated death.
Yeah.
And the soothsayer's like, bro, you did not cheat death. The day's not even over yet. But I feel like what that quote says is that, listen, if you are a coward, like you die over and over again because like you
Yeah.
have no spirit, you have no soul.
No. Cowards men die many times before their death.
Are you afraid of death?
No.
Were you ever?
No.
Really?
No. No.
Never at any point in your life?
No, never been afraid of death. Because death is just a part of life.
But do you think that's just because you're a nurse?
It could, yeah, it could be because that's, I mean,
You're also a Grenadian. They're very morbid.
and then there's death, of course. There's always that.
Grenadians
No.
are very morbid.
But you're right. Being a nurse, you just, it's terrible to say, but acclimatized to death.
You know I'm not afraid of death. I know you're afraid of my death, but I'm not afraid of death.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I mean, I did a special. I bought your house. I found love. I've had a time. I've had a time. Okay, this is mine.
But can I have an easy one?
This should be an easy one, but I know you're not going to know it.
Oh, but then you can educate me.
You got to coordinate. So many people are watching right now that are like, come on! How do you not know this? You got to coordinate.
I don't know that.
That is from the classic film Boomerang.
Well, the secret is you got to coordinate. Most people don't coordinate. So you got to coordinate.
Oh, I wouldn't have known that.
Starring Eddie Murphy. I don't even know if you've seen
I
Boomerang.
don't think I've seen him.
And I feel like you're missing out because you know why? You know who's in Boomerang? Grace Jones
Oh.
and Joffrey Holder.
Oh my goodness!
Joffrey Holder is in. Of course, you know who else in Boomerang? You have Robin Gibbons, you have Halle Berry, you have
Oh
Martin
my
Lawrence, you
gosh,
have
I've
Chris
gotta see
Rock,
it.
you have David Allen Greer, you have Eddie Murphy. And the quote, you got to coordinate, is from the great late John Witherspoon, who is a comedian who was also in Friday, and he's just a legend. I mean, it's like, it is 90s black, just,
Oh, I have to see that.
yes.
Because I could have sworn you were going to tell me it's from Coming to America.
I didn't pick Coming to America because it's actually an 80s film.
Oh,
So I was being true to the era.
okay.
Round 3.
Here's a good one for you. The web of life is of a mingled yarn, good and ill together.
The web of life is of a mingled yarn, good and ill together.
I don't know. I know you know some of that play.
It's not Merchant of Venice. It's not Midsummer Night's Dream.
No,
It's not Much Ado About Nothing.
no.
It's, well, tell me this. Is it a comedy or a tragedy?
It's more a comedy, but it's a life, one of Shakespeare plays on. But you already touched on something from that play already.
I was going to say, it sounds like As You Like It.
Yes.
Upon further research, it seems that this quote is from Shakespeare's All's Well That Ends Well.
Yes. Okay.
Makes sense.
It makes sense. I thought you were going to come harder with the Shakespeare quotes. I mean, with all the Shakespeare plays, you pick 2 quotes from the same play?
I know.
All right. A white man wants to win first, look good second. A black man wants to look good first and win second.
I saw the movie.
Yeah, you've seen this movie.
I see it
You have seen this movie.
with you.
Yeah,
Pulp Fiction. No.
it's a black movie. No.
The lead actor said it.
Yes, there's 2 lead actors, but one of them is not black.
Okay. Didn't get nominated for anything.
No, but it's a comedy.
Oh.
I'll give you a hint. Do you want a hint?
Yeah.
It's about basketball.
Love and Basketball.
No. White men can't jump.
Black man wants to look good first, win second.
That is the most ridiculous piece of philosophical bullshit I have ever heard.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that.
But you've seen White Men Can't Jump.
Yeah, but I would not have got that.
Okay, well, here's a bonus one. Here's a bonus one. I don't think you've seen this movie, but I feel like you may know where this is from. Bye, Felicia. The movie has one word for the name. But you've heard the phrase Bye, Felicia, yes?
No.
Really? All this time you spent on the internet and you've never heard that?
I never heard that.
That is from the classic film Friday.
Nah, I would never.
But you've never seen Friday, and I don't even think you would enjoy Friday.
I've never seen that.
Bye, Felicia is a phrase that is a colloquialism. Bye, Felicia, that people will say like when they're over you or it's time for you to go. And it is from the movie Friday. And the girl's, Nia Long's sister in the movie was Felicia. And Felicia was kind of just lost and always in the mix and, you know, kind of begging for money and stuff like that. And people be like, bye, Felicia, like get out the way.
Oh, okay. That one I've never ever guessed. But I learned something. I learned that tonight.
And shout out to DJ Pooh. My grandma will give me that chain. He gonna cry in the car. I really feel like Friday and Coming to America have more quotes. Nah, you know what tops them all? If you don't know this one, which I don't even know if this is not the 90s, this is the 80s, but I just feel like you need to know that this is from this movie.
Okay.
You told Harpo to beat me.
Color Purple.
All right. Back in the game.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to give you a bonus Shakespeare quote.
Okay.
Put up your swords, for the dew will rust them.
King Lear.
No, but in that ballpark.
Romeo and Juliet.
No,
Macbeth.
no. The Moor. Othello.
Oh.
Othello enters,
Uh-huh.
and they all pull out their swords. And he's like, I mean, you could put up your swords, for the dew will rust them, because I'm not here to fight y'all.
Oh my God, I love that one. I didn't know that one.
A lot of good ones from Othello.
Yeah, I've got to revisit Othello. But who played Othello?
I mean, a number of white people played Othello with blackface. Laurence Olivier. But also Denzel Washington.
I know Denzel played Othello.
But you know who else played Othello? Paul Robeson.
Oh, yes.
And I don't feel like we give enough praise to Paul Robeson.
Yeah.
Because they really kind of buried the memory of Paul Robeson because he became a communist. And,
Right.
you know, then he also like kind of lost his mind, which I think honestly was dementia.
Yeah.
But they really don't honor Paul Robeson and the amount of
No.
work and the impact that he had in his era the way that they should.
But TCM features him every now and then.
Good.
Because I saw some movies on there, my God.
Yes. Paul Robeson was a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for another episode of
This was fun. Oh, my goodness.
of Nettie Knows. Drop your favorite Shakespeare quotes. Drop your favorite movie quotes in the comments. And let us know if there's anything you think we should be quizzing each other on in the future. In the meantime, in between time, watch a Shakespeare film. You know?
Yeah.
Or dust off an old classic. You know what movie I didn't mention from the 90s? It's one of my favorites. House Party! Hola, hola, eh. See you next time.